What is going on, Alpha Aere here, back for another video. Daily update here, the 20th. It is Thursday. Oppenheimer comes out tonight. Who's going to see that? I got my tickets for the fake IMAX, since technically there's only 17 real ones in the country, but should be good nonetheless. Look at Link. Link is killing it. We're going to dissect Link a little bit today with the new CCIP protocol. You know, they're seeing momentum off of it. XLM up. You know, we've dissected this a bit. XDC. And kind of some reds and some greens sprinkled in there. MakerDAO, Behind My Head Up, SNX, Hex. You know, there's some good coins in here. A lot we've TA'd and called. So we're going to take a look at that today. Bitcoin retracing a little bit. We were up here, fell off, called it, and I called it in Discord, guys. Hop on in. Like I said, this is a new channel. It's my third video. Discord's brand new. No one in there yet. I'm growing. We're making a community here. Broke away from a larger channel. Give me a try. Hop on in. Stick around for a little bit. Come grow with me. But this morning, you know, I posted talking to myself, but I'm just getting into the rhythm of it, right? You know, we're seeing heavy shorting going on, and this is why we were still up. We hadn't even come down yet. So called the move to the downside this morning. Few news pieces to go over. We're going to talk about Caroline Ellison today in Alameda Research. Her diaries came out. Some juicy details in there. You guys are going to like this, so stick around. Going to cover some altcoins today. We're going to talk about Reddit moons. Reddit moons blasted off. Look at that. I mean, just blasted off to the moon. We're going to talk about that a little bit. If you don't know what it is the cryptocurrency subreddits token blasting off. You can actually farm this just by engaging on their subreddit. Not to mention, you can get free NFTs as well. We'll cover that a little bit in today's video. So do this every day. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. Come grow with me. I appreciate everyone who has subscribed. Picked up some subscribers off of yesterday's video. I appreciate that. And then Discord is discord.gg/Alpha Aere. Let's just jump right into it. Wild news. Caroline Ellison's diaries reveal Alameda chaos, imposter syndrome, and toxic SBF and toxic relationship with SBF. Juicy details coming out of the New York Times. So New York Times reported that the diaries, which Ellison wrote both by hand and in a Google document, are expected to play a major role in SBF's upcoming trial, at which Ellison will be called as a star witness. A little bit of quick backstory. So FTX Alameda collapse. Ellison pleaded guilty. We saw her in New York at a coffee shop. Lots of rumors swirling, right? She pleaded guilty and agreed to work with authorities as they build a case against FTF. Two other execs also have pleaded guilty and agreed to cooperate, Singh and Gary Wang. Much of Ellison's outpourings relate to, in the diary, right? So back to the diary, relate to how her on-again, off-again relationship with SBF, his mounting fame, and their frequent breakups not only caused her considerable stress and anxiety, and never mind all the pills she was snorting up her nose, but tainted her view of Alameda and its work. There's journal entries in here about a couple of their breakups, right? And her thoughts on that. After one particular split, she wrote that it had significantly decreased my excitement about Alameda, adding that her time at the company felt too associated with you, SBF, in a way that was painful. In another entry, again, after a particularly toxic split, she said, I feel pretty hurt, rejected, not giving you the contact you wanted, felt like the only way I could regain my sense of power. Ellison also seemed to struggle as SBF cemented his position as the world's most recognizable crypto billionaire, at one point bemoaning having to be around you all the time, hearing people talk about how great you are. Ellison also, you know, had a bad case of imposter syndrome. So she doubted her own ability. Couldn't justify her lofty position within the company. Indeed, in one alarming admission, giving the vast sums of money under the firm's control, she wrote that running Alameda doesn't feel like something I'm that comparatively advantaged at or well suited to do so. She also detailed an instinct to shrink and become smaller and quieter and defer to others. So trials begin to do in October, and there's a suggestion from legal experts that Ellison could well be the ace up the prosecutor's sleeves. Probably is. A former federal prosecutor said the best government cooperators accept the blame on the witness stand and pointed to the power differential between Ellison and SBF. Currently under house arrest at his parents' house in California. These journal entries will probably come out, and I don't know that we have the full journal entries. Yeah, it's just like the important bits and pieces, right? I'm going to link the articles down below if YouTube will let me. If not, you can just Google this, right? But she did admit to committing fraud in court in December. She said she was truly sorry for committing fraud. I knew that it was wrong, she said. But just goes on to detail more and more about their toxic relationship, which I think we already kind of knew a little bit. But she was doubting herself constantly. She didn't think she could do it. Obviously, she couldn't do it because it went to hell in a handbasket. And she just continually feels sorry for herself throughout the diary. It's pretty much it what we know right now. I guess we'll have to see what juicy details come out in the trial. Gensler again calling crypto the wild, wild west, full of Ponzi's and scams. So he was doing all this while asking for more money. So SEC Chair Gary Gensler has requested a significant increase in the SEC's budget. He justifies this by saying that the non-compliant behavior in the complex crypto market is hurting investors. Now, let's be honest, right? Let's be honest here, just for a second. You know, two things. Number one, I'm sure they have enough money. You know, let's not make government bigger. Let's wind it down a little bit. Let's really protect people. Go after these exchanges, sure, but leave crypto alone. You know, you lost. Cryptos aren't securities. Get over it. You want to protect people, start looking at exchanges' books. Start making sure they're doing the right things. Leave crypto alone. Let this space grow. Let it expand. Get some clear rules and regulations so these companies can follow it. But you need to focus on exchanges. If you're going to focus on something, make sure another FTX doesn't happen. Make sure there isn't already, which there are. I promise you there are other FTXs out there. Make sure that doesn't happen again. If you're going to do something, do that, right? Moons, which is Moon, right? You can actually chart this. I mean, it's a native token of Reddit's cryptocurrency community of about 6.5 million users, up triple digits percentage price gain this week. One analyst cited Reddit's recent change in terms of service as a possible reason for the impressive price rally, which has seen Moon's price surging 170% to almost 25 cents from 9 cents, according to CoinGecko, data from CoinGecko. So you can actually buy it on SushiSwap, Gate.io, and Gate.io and MEXC. MEXC is the main exchange that I use. Moons are on the Ethereum blockchain, and they're distributed as rewards to users for their posts or comments in the cryptocurrency subreddit. Farm them. Get over there and farm it. Free coins. So, you know, there's some good information on there too. A lot of shit posted, but there's some good info on there. They can be freely traded, tipped, or spent in the community for different purposes. They can also be stored in Reddit's Ethereum-based wallet called the Vault. Also, from time to time, I get pop-ups saying, here's a free NFT, claim it. It's a Reddit avatar, kind of cool. Those are tradable as well. The BRICS brick token, distributed as a reward for contributions in the Fortnite subreddit, has surged 300% in 2 days. So maybe we'll check out that one today a little bit as well. But pay attention. Add this to your watch list, right? Go over there and farm it. You know, if you're already on there, set it up. So I've actually been thinking about this for the last 3 years. It's been in the back of my mind. Thieves invade cryptocurrency investors' homes. Don't do these. Let me clarify what I just said. Not perpetrating, but I knew that something like this was going to happen. You get robbed for your phone or something like that. They make you log into your account, whatever, and then they send themselves the money. Or they break into your home, you know, looking for whatever. They can target crypto influencers pretty easily. I mean, houses, deeds, I mean, all this stuff is public information, right? It's scary. You know, protect yourself. And if you don't know what I mean by protect yourself, what you can't do in Canada, where these break-ins have happened, unfortunately, thanks to Justin Trudeau banning them, if you know what I'm talking about. You got to protect yourself, protect your family. This is just talking about not keeping keep the amount of money you're trading. And unfortunately, it's hard to do it as an influencer. It's almost impossible to do it as an influencer. But try it. You know what I'm saying? Try it, someone. But just take care. Just practice all the normal safe stuff. Hide your wallets, hide your key cards properly. Don't brag to friends or family, and then protect yourself. And just a quick rapid session here. That's pretty much it for the big crypto news. June home sales dropped to slowest pace in 14 years. Short supply, high interest rates, choking market. We all know that, but not looking good for the home market. Rumors emerged that Tesla added Bitcoin and Dogecoin to its payment page source code. Simple misunderstanding or not? So it's also worth mentioning that coinciding with the rumors, the price of Bitcoin recorded an increase in 1.1%. Doge gained 4.24%. We click here that this code was already present in the source code as early as January 2023. And they simply did not remove the code when they discontinued the option to pay. So this is just one of those things that gets posted by influencers on crypto Twitter, and then they run with it and people start freaking out, right? So it seems like a nothing burger. Hopefully they'll accept it again. I mean, that'd be good. I mean, it'd be good if everyone accepts all crypto, right? I mean, that's the goal, but kind of a nothing burger there. Daily roundup wise, layer 0 live on base mainnet. Libra v2 test net is live on Arbitrum. Grants, Fjord acquired by Concave. Not really a whole lot going on. That's pretty much it, guys, for news. Let's just hop into the charts. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's figure out where we're going. Let's figure out where we were first. So this morning, when I first sat down to the computer at 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning, we were up here in this range. I mean, we were up 30,000, 30,400. I said to myself, well, there's your first top. There's your second top, right? About tied, 30,400, right into this pocket of liquidity, which you can see there, which Luxalgo is printing, which you could also find that in any liquidity, whether it's Bookmap, right? If you look at Bookmap, it was there. Obviously, it's not there now because it's gone. But there's lots of ways you can get to that information. You don't need to pay for Luxalgo. So I saw that. That was Confluence. I said to myself, well, what else is going on? Same time frame. What did I see? I saw large orders selling at the top. Price hadn't moved yet. I saw small orders were chomping at the bit. It's an inverse, right? These orders far outweigh these orders. These whales, these large orders, $1 million plus, are going to move the market. I said to myself, well, this is a bunch of Confluence. We are coming down. On top of that, spots were doing when start. Here's was the top. Spots started dwindling down. It was a recipe for a downturn. I posted all this in Discord before it happened. You want more Confluence? We got oversold. We started crossing below simple moving average on the RSI. So here's our RSI cooling off, right? We saw money flow starting to come out, right? We saw that kind of pump to the top. Money flow started coming out. We weren't even at the top yet. Just more Confluence that we were coming down to the range low, right? Right down to 30,000, where we're at now, 29,687. So 29,500-ish, I should say, which we wicked into pretty much. 29,600. Wicked into it. Every time we wick into this, it's going to get weaker and weaker and weaker. And I'm telling you now, this pace keeps up. Most people are not going to be ready for what's going to come. Alts are going to bleed terribly. Bitcoin's going to bleed terribly. I mean, we're talking $24,700-ish Bitcoin retest again, possibly down to 24,000. If this continues, there's no spot orders there. There's no perpetuals there. The markets have dried up terribly. If we can't hold 29.5, we're talking, we're coming back and we're retracing some of these levels. And that's fine. We'll still be up significantly on the year, even if we come back down to that 24,758-ish level, which is where the larger pocket of liquidity sits. Right now, what the charts are telling me is we're coming down. Tells me that alts are coming down. That's what's going to happen. Bitcoin dominance right now still holding strong, right at about 50%. 50% market cap dominance. That is only going to grow, especially as these alts start coming down even more. It's gonna happen unless we get a market turnaround with sentiment, and that sentiment just is not there right now. It's there in the traditional stock markets. We couldn't really tell that today as the Nasdaq's down 1.5%. Dow's up 0.76% though, but it just seems to me like the momentum for crypto right now isn't there on a larger macro scale with everything that's going on. That doesn't mean I'm ready to talk about, I'm not going to call for a 19 or an 18, or we're coming back down to 15 or 16. I'm just saying a little bit of a retest, possibly back down to this 24,797. If we go that low, would be fine. We're still going to be up significantly on the year, even if we go all the way there. So January to that would still be a 45% pump on the year. Still huge. And follow the liquidity, right? It's absolutely, you know, you can't even argue that it's not thicker below us than it is above us. I mean, all the way down. So much thicker, so much more liquidity below us than above us. I would love us to get a bounce here. I would love to be wrong here. I would love for us to stay in this range for 29,500 to hold, because that is the glass ceiling right now that hasn't broke yet. We've licked into it a few times now. I think 5 or 6 times in the last month, 3 of those within the last few days. So that floor, that ceiling is getting heavier and heavier and heavier. Eventually it's going to shatter. That's just the way it goes. And as I showed you previously, right, with the spot orders, the whales, everything is just dead. Spots, everything dried up. There is just nothing going on. I mean, let's take a look, right? Spot deltas. We can zoom all the way back, right? You can see the farther I zoom out, look at this. It's just falling off a cliff. These are all spot orders, all exchanges, just dead, just completely dead, drying up. Sell side dominant right now. To top it off, we are losing the 200 moving average. We are now below all the important moving averages on the 4-hour chart, which is my go-to market sentiment, which way the market's going. We have lost it. We lost it this morning, 7 o'clock this morning. Boom, we lost it. We are officially bearish. We are officially bearish for the first time in a long time. So the last time we were under was kind of back here, which kind of started, I don't know, back in May, right? So we are officially bearish again. Market sentiment is flipped to bearish, although that could get a bounce. Hopefully we get a bounce, but as of right now, things aren't looking good. I am not an emotional trader. I don't trade emotionally. I trade strictly on what the charts, what the TA, what the liquidity, what everything's telling me, and what everything's telling me today, right now, at this moment, and that could change, is we're coming down, right? Blood diamond printed, money's coming out, VWAPs sharply to the downside, money flow sharply down, red dot printing, Stokes RSI heading down. We got more downside. Key levels to watch on Bitcoin before I wrap this segment up and we go into some altcoins. 29.5, we lose that. It's 29,000, guys. 28.8, that's going to be ugly because that's where liquidations start, as we have talked about. 28.8 right here. So we're the large 3, 5, and 10 times liquidation start, though it's not big, doesn't really start getting big till we get down to 23.5, you know, really 24-ish. There's some there. Hopefully we get a bounce off of some of that, but these are going to be all key levels to hold on our way down, and that's what it looks like it's going to happen. 27, 24.7521, 26.500-ish. I mean, there's lots of key levels in here that it could act as support. Hopefully we get a bounce off of, but I think if we start slipping this, you're going to see that momentum shift. We're in for a retrace. And so I'm just going to be honest, you can't really TA a coin that's in price discovery. What I mean by this is Moons, this is Reddit's cryptocurrency, is in a price discovery phase, meaning it's past its all-time high. So the previous all-time high was right around 3 cents-ish right here, where we got that downturn, right? Then it kind of had that upturn today pumping, allegedly off of their new terms of service and all that stuff. Looks like maybe we're stalling out here a little bit and come back down. Maybe we start retracing some of these moving averages. You know, we lost the 21. Do we come down for the 100? That's the 50, the 100, the 200. But right now, things are looking on the up and up about Moons. Throw it on your price list at least. I mean, you can see after this run up, you had some people take some profits. Money's coming down, VWAP's coming down, Stokes RSI is coming down, red dot printing. So probably a little bit more downside, as we're seeing a downside across pretty much the entire market. I mean, that's a 30% downturn on Moons right now, but something to watch and pay attention to. So you can farm this on their subreddit, as I talked about earlier, and then get free NFTs potentially as well. I think I've gotten 2 or 3 free NFTs. Some key levels to hopefully get a bounce off of on the way down. Already did at this kind of 30.303. If we lose that, we're talking 25.182, 197, and then 17183. as key support. Hopefully we won't retrace at all. I doubt we will. Hopefully we get a bounce off on one of these so we can continue up into price discovery. Just checking in on Kaspa. We talked about it yesterday. I've been talking about it since November. You know, I drew out these key levels and look what happened, right? Smashed right against that key level, right against 0.035882. And, you know, do we come back down for a retest right here? Right? Like this arrow says? Probably. Hopefully we get a bounce off of there. Again, Kaspa's in price discovery. Well, not quite. We still got some room to go. So, again, up to about 0.427 to make a new all-time high, like we talked about yesterday. Past that, I should say, where I would expect a little bit of a pullback there before blasting off to the moon. But again, it just depends. If we start losing Bitcoin, these alts are going to bleed even more. And then we're coming back down and retesting some of these previous levels where we got hung up on, right? The real big ones, you know, 0.26, 0.27, 0.22, 0.20. And then you got these levels down here, 0.14. If we start retracing as a whole, if Bitcoin starts slipping that 29,500 as we talked about. And just briefly look at DXY. It's coming back up to retest the channel. You know, we lost this descending triangle, breaks typically to the downside, right? Now, it did, but now it's retesting the channel. We're pumping. The dollar is pumping, which is bad for all assets. It's probably why you're seeing the NASDAQ down. On top of we're getting some earnings out that aren't looking the best on tech-heavy NASDAQ. So if we break back into this channel, we could pump all the way up to 103, bringing down all stocks, all crypto, all assets with it. If you don't know what the DXY is, it's the dollar. I love it revisiting past TAs and seeing how it just worked out perfectly every single time. I mean, cup and handle played out. You got your other flag played out almost to the T there. Look at that. It was another flag that played out, another flag that played out. I bet you we're going to flag out again and pump its face off again. I mean, if we do, you're looking at a potential $9.50 link. I mean, if this trend continues, and Link's hot right now. If you guys don't know, now you know. CCIP, new protocol launch. You know, the goal of bringing trillions of dollars. The CEO or CEO, they call him, is the president. Whoever runs Link, Nazarev, whatever his name is. Big things happening. That's why Link is just pumping its face off right now. I mean, up 20% on the day. We've been talking about this, right? We've been calling this, obviously, on this channel. And, you know, we're not quite flagging out yet. I wait for a couple more candles, but we're talking a $9.50. If you get up half of this even, like let's just say this just makes half this flag. That's another 8%, another 10% on Link potential, pending Florida doesn't fall out on Bitcoin, right? But Link's kind of on its own path right now with the CCIP stuff, trending on Twitter, one of the top trends on sentiment right now. So big things coming for Link. So this is a pretty key level, maybe a little bit below it. Both are, I would say, between about 9.5, 9.67. Maybe look for a little bit of a pullback. I mean, boy, Link's been trading in this range for, yeah, look at this. I mean, boom, boom, boom. Looking to retest this again. This was in October 2022, August of 2022, and then June of 2022. After that, somewhere in this range, 11.8, 13-ish. These are just quick drops, right? Boom. I have to check the liquidity and stuff. I'll tidy those up for tomorrow's video. But that's what it's looking like for Link, man. I mean, it looks like we're coming back up to that kind of $9.50 mark on Link on that CCIP news. And look at this. I said we were going to go up, take this pocket of liquidity. We made that liquidity lick up, and then we're going to pull back. We're starting to pull back now on XRP. So like I said, be careful with XRP because it's not going to go any higher until this becomes support. So it's going to do something like this, right? It's going to either come back down, trade up. We might lose it if the market continues down, go back up, shoulder, head and shoulder, right? Might do something like that. But here's my point. This, right? This level here needs to come and turn to support. We need to make this so strong. This needs to be the floor. Then we can continue up in price movement. XDC is another one pumping its face off today, as you can see, up a whole lot. I'm just going to add this to my watch list real quick so I don't forget. So what do I see on XDC? What do you guys see? Just looking at this chart real quick, what do you see? Right? You see two tops. That's what I see. It's instantly the first thing my eye goes to is you see this and you see this. You don't always need to tie the top to make a top, right? Or you don't always need to make the double top or the M pattern, right? they don't need to be 100% even. This is a lower high, which we're making right now. So unless this is just a temporary downturn and we can turn this around and start building off of it, this is a lower high on XDC right now. So you can see we had that market top back here. This was on March 23rd or whatever it was. So lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high again. XDC, in my opinion, is going to come down, right? Even though we're pumping our face off today, it's trading in a very volatile range, right? Very, very volatile range. I mean, there you go, right? We can say like that, whatever. But the point is, and we're making lower lows too, right? So low, 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 lower low. So we're towards the top of this range. So do we retest it and come back down to the bottom of the range? Are we going to make a lower low, or are we going to turn this bad boy around? Are we going to just retrace a little bit and make a higher low, which is bullish, and then we start breaking outside of this zone? That's what I'm looking at. That's what I would say on XDC right now, is probably look for a little bit more of a downturn as alts, as coins are starting to pull back a little bit today. Bitcoin down 0.5%. Bitcoin dominance down a little bit today. But total market cap 3, which is the market cap of all cryptos, still coming down. I mean, it is still coming down from that XRP news lawsuit pump. But that's what I would say on that one. Some key levels there that hopefully we get a bounce off of on XDC: 0.036, 0.038, 0.0349, 0.0340. So it's just a matter, do we make a lower low or a higher low? You know, are we going to get a bullish signal or a bearish signal? Because as of right now, let's flip on my indicators. Let's look at the money flow. This is on the 4-hour chart. It's there, but we're getting a red dot print recently. So we pumped our faces off in XDC, became oversold. I'm sure if we looked at the RSI, we would see oversold. Boom, there you go. Way oversold. You know, looking to kind of maybe come back below the simple moving average, which would be bearish. So a little retracement is fine. Just a matter of where do we retrace to. One of these key levels, get a bounce off of. Hopefully would be a lower high. We start slipping it and we make I'm getting some work done. So if you heard that, I'm getting a new deck built. I got a bunch of guys outside my window right now. A lower low, bearish. I think that's pretty much it for today, guys. We covered Moon, XRP, Kaspa, Link, XDC, BTC. We got you some juicy details in Caroline's diary. Looked at a few other news pieces. We TA'd the shit out of a lot of these coins. Went back and looked at some of the TAs I did previously in the last few days that have played out perfectly to the T. Showed you Discord. Making my call this morning that played out. Discord.gg/Alpha Aere. Hop on in. Give me a try. Hang out for a little while. Spend a week or two in there. See if you like it. If not, leave. Whatever. No harm. No foul. On top of that, if you want a coin TA'd in tomorrow's video, drop it in the comments below, or feel free to hop in Discord if you want it TA'd sooner. Appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys later today if something breaks off. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow or in Discord if you hop in. Later, guys.